but like the way that they're all up on the thing and like you don't really like see, like you just see, waist up is what I'm picturing. I imagine like he like comes like stomping down the stairs or whatever and comes down, he's like Lord Farquaad, where he's like this big.
Quiet on set.
Camera.
Rolling.
Sound.
Speed.
And action.
Film nerds, good friends, and old roommates get together to talk about
books.
Welcome to the Film Nerd Book Club.
Can't wait for you to read with us.
Is this recording?
Welcome back, Spicy Disasters. I know it's been a while, but we've been reading a lot. Hopefully you have too. And hopefully you've had a good break as well as we have. So we've got Sonja. I don't know how to point anymore. We got Evie, and we got Josh, and of course me, Jess, your favorite hostess with the leastest, at least in this group.
Our hostess with the boinkiest.
With the boinkiest boink.
All right.
All right.
All right.
We are currently reading The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. Hence the most beautiful freaking background ever. Well, out of the three that we've done. Actually, I don't know. Mexican Gothic was pretty beautiful cover-wise.
Hey, you said it right.
This
You
one's
didn't say Mexican Gothic.
Hey!
We did it.
All right.
We did
So,
it.
House in the Cerulean Sea. We are discussing chapters 7 through 10. Sonj, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so we left off on chapter 6. Wait.
Chapter
chapter
7.
Where? So we left off on chapter 6, where they were having dinner and all that. Chapter 7, this is after dinner. That's where Arthur Parnassus just gives Linus the tour of the main house and shows him where the classroom, and everything. And then they go into the small office that has a really, really large window that looks out to the sea. And it just, the way they described it was so beautiful. Like, I kind of want to be in that room. And like with a bunch of books, just like it was in the book.
Well, that would drive me crazy the way they were stacked all like haphazardly.
I mean,
like, have you heard of a bookshelf, bro?
I would have them alphabetical order.
Have you heard of IKEA, my man?
There's not in that island, so no. So then we start learning a little bit about every single kid. He starts telling him the story of like how Sal has been there for 3 months, and that's the longest he's been in an orphanage. He had been in 12 already. Then we talk about Talia. Then we have Chauncey. We have Fee. We have Lucy, my favorite. So cute. And then, so I'm just going to like go over really quick what we talked about, and then we can go into details about what we liked and stuff like that. Chapter 8. What? What?
I was sorry, reading taglines.
Yes. I'm always on the Lucy.
Oh, Ebes. You are the one we always miss the most.
Yes.
Can't take my eyes off of you.
So, chapter 8. Next morning, Chancey scared Linus. He was under the bed, but he really just wanted to let him know that breakfast was ready.
To be fair, that would scare the shit out of me.
Me too.
Sorry, I keep interrupting. I'm so sorry.
I'm speaking.
Back to the book. So, then after he gets breakfast, he sits in the class that it was called. So the kids are standing up in front of the class and expressing themselves. And that's when, who was it? It was Sal. That he like stood up and he had written something really cute, and he read it.
Oh, was it?
And then
It wasn't just cute; it was pretty good, actually.
It was poetic AF.
Yeah,
Sal surprisingly has a very good knack of poetry that I was not expecting.
For a Pomeranian.
For a Pomeranian. From a where Pomeranian, and now we know why he's a Pom.
Yes.
Since he shifts into a dog, that's normal. If he bites you, you turn into one. That's not
just
normal.
a normal Tuesday, am I right?
I also love how we don't know what the hell Chauncey is still.
I love him. I don't care what he is.
So
He's
far,
yellow for all I matter.
they describe Arthur describes him. Maybe he's close to being a sea cucumber.
Oh, I love
and
it.
just okay.
It was. Didn't he say it was like a mix between a jellyfish?
Yeah, he also said he did medu jellyfish, like a jellyfish, exactly.
Yeah.
Not this word that I can't pronounce. Meduzozoa. Meduzuzu. Anemone. Okay.
Anemone. I live in an anemone.
Okay, and then they have lunch, and then that's when Miss Chapelwhite took Linus into the woods and went to the beach and then showed him the raft that was sent by someone with a threat note. And the best part, when Linus was like, I'm going to respond back, and wrote on the back of the letter and like sent the raft again back. I was like, yes.
I also like to point out that I expected something much more
more like sassy
than just
like I don't think we will.
It's like the note. What did the note say? Right. No such as like leave or something short like that, and the back he just writes no thank you, and then sends it off.
It's like the equivalent of like I know you are, but what am I? Like, but I mean, it's like you better get out of here because your face is stupid.
But the real question: would we expect anything different from Josh?
That's. Josh would say, gracias, pero no.
I will not be attacked like this.
No. I think if it was Josh, it would be more like he would really defend the kids. Like it wouldn't be like Linus. I think Linus was like just warming up. He was like, there's just a warm up.
No, they should have just sent back like, fuck off. Or like, is this really what you want to send to the Antichrist? Like, you're not smart. You're not smart.
You dumb.
You're basic.
Then, back to the story. And then.
No, and then.
Okay, so back to the story. Chapter 9, that's when we see he's writing his first week report. He gets the invitation to be part of the one-on-one with Lucy. So Arthur does one-on-one sessions with Lucy. And it was Arthur who invited Linus, but it was all Lucy's idea. Like he was the one who like sent Arthur and was like, no, you go. Like, and Tameca, what's going? Back to chapter 9. 9. So Lucy showed his room, and then they started going to one-on-one. Linus was surprised. He didn't expect that Lucy was the way that he was. When Arthur finished the session early, let Lucy go help in the kitchen. Then they talked a bit more, and that's when Linus learned about Hansa from the extremely upper management was a caseworker and was the last caseworker to visit the island.
Wait, did you say hand stuff?
Handsome.
She said,
where is your mom?
I definitely heard that too, Tameca. It was not just you.
Okay,
I heard handsome. And
okay,
I heard what you said, Sonji. I heard the right thing.
Do I have to repeat the line just in case we have to edit that part out?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Last time I
I
got it.
think we all like hand stuff here. So
Well, we're not
No?
gonna deny it.
Okay.
Done properly.
I'm not gonna deny it. So
I was about to ask, how can you do it unproperly? And then I'm just like, never mind. Never mind.
well,
I guess there's like
Wow.
more ways to do it unproperly. Is that what you said?
no. What would be the way to do it unproperly?
This
Yeah.
is why we can't record past 10.
I know, right?
No,
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry. This is why we
Talk
can
about
never
boinking
record.
loot.
Hey, it's still 7:30 over here.
Damn.
I'm all good.
On that note,
I just want to add
the hand
for
stuff.
those listening and watching, she did say Mr. Handsome, and Mr. Handsome is the one dude from uppity up management.
Extremely upper management.
Eso mismo.
Extremely upper.
It's the one dude in the little board of whatever uppity, you know.
Yeah.
What she said.
Yeah.
Is the one Linus
That's all, folks.
is the one Linus pointed out as being handsome in the board. That guy is the first caseworker on the island who apparently
Well, the
either
last
hints.
one. The last one that came over to the island. That's how long ago.
And the way they write it hints that there might have been a thing between him and Arthur.
There were like some.
There was some
there.
definite hand stuff for sure.
Yeah, I really liked your hands.
My hand.
Yeah.
Just for whatever reason, in my
Already did my
head, it could be because I just watched this movie recently, so it's in my head now. But like the way that they're all up on the thing, and like you don't really like see, like you just see, you know, waist up is what I'm picturing. I imagine like he like comes like stomping down the stairs or whatever, and comes down. He's like Lord Farquaad, where he's like this big. Lord Farquaad. He'll hop and he'll hop.
Lord Farquaad, he hoofed and he puffed and he signed an eviction notice.
So, to finish off with chapter 10, that is when Zoe takes Linus to the village. He sends his first week's report. Then they had sent him a letter. He learned about that there were rumors about the kids in the island. They got back to the island, so he got Linus an outfit for an adventure that they were having, that they have every second Saturday of the month. He got to his room, saw the outfit, was like, ew, what? I'm not gonna wear this. But he did change. And then Arthur and the kids went and got Linus and like knocked on the door, and it was Lucy saying, I am in charge this time. Let's go on an adventure. And then they go into the woods, and that was my favorite part because he was like, I'm in charge, so I'll sacrifice you. So he sends Arthur into the woods. He's like, they might be cannibals, so like go check them out.
Is anybody else singing Into the Woods in their head right now? Or is it just me?
It's just
Into the Woods. Into the Woods.
I've never seen Into the Woods.
For some reason, we think of like.
What?
Wait, what? Repeat that.
So
I didn't get it.
for some reason, Sonja makes me think of like Explorador.
What's
Come on,
up?
Dominoes. Everybody
Let's go.
Let's get to it.
Like her excitement was just so Dora. So
Yeah. If Lucy were Dora.
Oh, that would have been my favorite show. Just yes.
Let's
Dora,
go.
the Antichrist.
Oh, Lucy, he's so cute. Well, then after them exploring, they ended up in Zoe's house, and they had a feast. And that's when Linus starts seeing like their interaction and how they cared for each other and the laughing and all that. And he like saw that Zoe and Fee went out, so he like kind of followed them. and saw like how she Zoe was actually teaching stuff to Fee about like how to control her powers, how to understand nature and all her supernatural powers and all that. And that's where we left right when she showed Linus that she can hear nature and like had a flower, like what's the word? Sprout
Bloom?
bloom. A flower bloom.
A flower sprut up out of the
Sprout,
ground.
Is that not a word?
Sprout.
Sprouted, bloomed. It just popped out of the ground.
Oh, pop! What's the line from Mulan?
Did you see those Huns? They popped out of the snow like daisies.
The Huns are, or did you see the Huns popping up through the snow like daisies? It's something like that. I just ruined it. It's fine.
That is exactly.
That's the line, right?
That's the line. Yep, exactly. Verbatim.
Yep.
Just
I know the like daisies
perfect
part
recreation.
Is real. Oh my God.
So guys,
Popping out of the snow like daisies.
So now, guys, the question is, let's talk about this. What did you think? How did you feel? What made you feel all the feels?
I like these last 4 chapters. The continuing and consistent philosophical conversation between Linus and Arthur about how they stand. You have Linus, who's by the book, black and white, doesn't necessarily have, you can tell he doesn't completely have faith in the system he works for, but it's one of those, well, it's the job I do. I guess it works. It does work. This is how it works. And you have Arthur, our hippie, who pretty much says that it's not as black and white as you think. Do you blah, 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 the whole, I like it. This whole conversation, this whole dynamic going on between the two of them. With the occasional, like, Arthur smiling and then Linus going, oof. One of those moments.
Mother, may I?
So, the one thing that stood out for me in the last chapter was Talia, who's always very violent with her threats, and then the moment she feels a little nervous, she like goes straight for Linus's hand. So I'm just seeing like
that was
little
cute.
tiny gnome doing like the Baby Yoda hand grab, kind of like.
Aww, that image was sweeter to me than like we're reading the book. I mean, it was sweet. Don't get me wrong, it was sweet. But then when you just said the Baby Yoda, I was like, oh, my heart. Oh.
See, it's cheap, but Baby Yoda always works for the heartstrings.
For sure, 100%, man.
Tameca, Jess,
what else?
Thoughts?
I like getting to see Linus like slowly get pulled into the gray by like each of his interactions with the kids. Because like you said, he lives in black and white, but slowly he just starts stepping into the gray, and everything starts like mixing together. Actually, it's more like he starts in black and white and he goes into like Technicolor, because he always points out like all the color surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So,
yeah, I like also like that adventure chapter in general is where you really get to see the kids. Like, it's kind of, like kids are sponges and they pick up everything they hear. So to hear and see them actually display things that they've been taught in terms of like, they actually care about Arthur, one, but also like each other, like how they each will like kind of like get close to another one, or like Sal is protective of what's his name? The critter. The critter.
Theodore, yeah.
The critter? You mean the dragon?
What is it? The wyvern?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to upset all the nerds watching this. It's a wyvern because a dragon has 4 legs and wings. A wyvern has 2 legs.
I
and
think
wings.
dragon's closer than critter.
She just went
But
straight to Twitter.
That was very sweet to see in terms of like them actually having genuine concern or fear and how they react is a great way to show what life lessons and what people are like, what they're learning being there at the house, and the fact that they are like actually really close to each other. That's really sweet. That was nice. Just that whole adventure area was really nice for everybody. I think it showed Linus and the kids like developing really well.
I also liked how you could see how huge their imagination is, so it really shows their age to like where they're like imagining like the worst of the worst, but still they're little kids, and it's like
they're like, adorable. You go first.
Yeah, it's like I'm in charge, but I sacrifice you. You go ahead and go deal with the cannibals.
And their love of pie.
Yes.
Pie.
Which is like, there is no age limit on love of pie. However, the kids' reaction
because
to pie, and if they're going to get enough, if they're going to get a second piece or not. Or like when Fee runs in, she said something about Lucy not saving her a piece or something. Yeah. She's like, I'll really murder him. Pie.
Does that make me?
Well, more for us.
More of a taco girl, am I right? I'm sorry. I had to.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
More desserts for us. More desserts for us.
I just watched an episode of New Girl where Schmidt. Do you guys watch New Girl?
Yeah.
Where you know how Schmidt is afraid of spiders, and he said like how, what was it, 2002 or something when American Pie came out, and he was like everybody was doing pies. He's like he woke up and had like apple all over, because of the apple there was spiders all over him, and Jess is like, everybody was doing pies, and like Coach is like, well, you know, and Nick goes, well, I don't know everybody, but like
that's like the
my point being, pies is more of a guy thing, I think.
When it comes to desserts, if we don't like a certain dessert, we love you more because that means it's more for us. So,
but it's dessert.
Also, we are inserting a Supernatural Dean clip for pie.
Yes.
So
pie.
I have spoken, and
yes, we need.
Oh, we're not gonna do the New Girl.
We're doing them both.
Whoa! Yeah, now you're talking my language.
I feel like that's the definition of you guys right there. We're doing them both.
Is that the episode title? Is that the episode title? We're doing them both. Hi for everybody.
Doing them both.
Why not? Why not? More the merrier.
Another thing I point out is just, despite the way they write Linus, you know, to be a little to himself, he like he did with the raft. He does have this like whole like
to him.
Yeah, like in the post office where he like talks back at the post. It's like, sure, you know, he's a little bit to himself, and you know, but he's like, yeah, but I'm not gonna let you talk shit. I will shut you the fuck up in my own way.
Which is so interesting because we get a glimpse of that when he's like talking to himself when he's at work.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of interesting, like, because like with his neighbor and then like being on the island, he does like have little snappy
I feel
outbursts.
that it's because in the city he's not directly attacked, like he's used to it. Now, when it comes to someone that he cares about, that he needs to protect, that's when he goes into.
I think it also comes from.
That's how I saw it.
When it happens is usually when he is like in work mindset. So when he's in the post office, he's there to send in the report and stuff like that. And so when he hears the postman talking about the kid, he's like, you know what? Hang on a second. Fuck you. That's not what he said. That's what I would have said. But
but he also, in his way,
he's also always cared about the kids. Like, we got to remember that. So he's just like, everybody should, like, they're kids. You shouldn't be like just automatically look down on them. So
Yeah.
it's mostly when it comes to that he'll get his backbone.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really care about himself, but the kids you don't fuck with apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. He's meant to protect the children of that world because they're awesome. And there's Lucy.
There's a few different moments from. I just my favorite part was chapter 10 when it's just Linus and the kids, and that it's so small of an interaction, but just how they all like work together going into that forest. Like my favorite thing was still the big, Talia's joke about the cannibals and just that how Linus is a full meal because he's very round. He's like he's round like me. So, and they're talking about the cannibals, and Linus is like, could be. And while I might be a complete meal, they could be full after consuming Arthur and only interested in something a little more snack sized. And then Talia gasps, but I'm snack sized.
Yes.
And then holds onto Linus's hand. And then Chauncey just like, oh hell no, and like slithers like in between Linus's legs with like his little eyes coming out from the side. And everyone like screams, like we're all snack sized, and they all like huddle together. That's like the most cartoonish little thing ever, and I love it.
I'm like all for Evie's rendition of everybody.
Yes.
That was the best "Oh hell no" I've heard in a while.
Oh hell no!
Oh hell no!
It's like we're all snack sized.
And also, I like that moment too because it showed how the kids started trusting someone brand new, and they felt that he was a good person, that he was there to like protect them and like take care of them. So that was cute. That was
Oh, and when they first send in Linus into the forest and Lucy screams out, "You're not dead!" He sounded strangely disappointed. It's like, leaders give positive reinforcement. Oh, good job not dying. Talia's like, that's better.
That was my favorite part. Good job not dying.
Like all the kids are hilarious. They all have wonderful moments. The only one I feel the one that I feel like was lacking was Fee until the end of the chapter, which I was happy that they had that one-on-one thing. It's like, oh, there we go. Now we're getting something.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, I felt like Fee was just kind of like in the background. Everyone else had like more.
Yeah, she was starting to feel like the I forget the character's name already.
The cousin?
The one from If We Were Villains that we always forgot about.
Oh.
Philippa.
Oh. No, we don't. Philippa is the one we forget about.
Ren. Is that who it was?
No, it was Alexander. We always forgot about Alexander.
No, it was neither of them. It was what's her name? It was the cousin to Richard.
It was definitely Ren.
That was Ren.
It was definitely Ren.
It was Ren.
Ren.
Yeah.
See, we can't even remember.
Philippa's the one we want in our corner.
Yeah, Philippa's the badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
No,
the
but
one
Alexander's
that
the one that we were struggling with, like remembering in the beginning.
Oh, at the
until he, like,
beginning.
Oh, in the beginning.
Y'all forgot Ren so hard that you couldn't even remember who it was that you were forgetting.
Okay, I said Ren right off the bat. Chill.
Yeah, me and Mika were like Ren, and you're like no, and we're like,
he's like no. It was.
I was thinking about the phrase that they kept saying of like Philippa is the one that you forget, but it was the one that was always there, kind of.
Yeah,
like
which is
there
like
was
I'm
that
like,
phrase.
Ren's the hoe you're talking about. Who even is she?
Who even is she?
Who even is she?
Who even is she?
I've never heard of her.
Honestly, in the last four chapters, I think all the best moments are all in chapter 10 with all the kids.
I know. It was that build up story. Chapter
Especially
10.
My favorite part is when they put Linus in the spot.
Yes.
When Lucy's just like, "Do you like girls, Mr. Baker, or boys, or both?" The children turn their heads slowly to stare at him.
Yeah, they're just like.
It's like, I like everyone. Boring. And then they moved on.
That's exactly how I saw him. Like,
But yeah, so far all the scenes, like the dinner scene and the adventure scene, It's all with the kids. So they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun.
It's amazing. They're lovable.
I approve. I'm excited to finish it. I know some of you guys have already finished it, and
It's
Evie and
good.
I are slow as fuck. Evie, did you finish it? Okay, good. As long as I'm not alone.
Expectations. I expect to finish this book.
I mean, Evie's behind Mika, and she's really excited about it. So I'm expecting something great.
I expect the same thing that I expected from the beginning, which is for it to be heartfelt. Valuable lesson is learned. Linus grows and steps out of his bubble, and I don't know. I see a happy ending. I am expecting a happy ending. If it's not a happy ending, I'll throat punch somebody because I'm 100%.
I will specifically throat punch Joshua. I'm going to be honest, but I feel like he's the reason why we were led to this book in the first place. So
yeah. So if I'm not like closing the book, just being like, oh, that was just delightful, I'm gonna be real pissed.
And Mika's gonna fly down to Orlando. I'm gonna drive, and then we're gonna beat the crap out of Josh. Deal?
Boom.
So we're all meeting here. Is that what's
So
going on?
we're all turning into the kids. I'll bring the shovel. I'll be Talia.
Can I be Lucy? Please, please, please let me be Lucy.
Can I be Theodore and just set him on fire?
Hey, Jess! This was the photo today. Full circle.
What I'm hoping for is specifically, I hope there's more conflict between the department and Linus's job. Like the one thing I love the conversations Linus was having where we learned more about the current situation in the world when it comes to people's prejudice against magical creatures and those are the magical stuff. And there's definitely gonna be that confrontation between Linus, between his job and the relationship he's getting with these kids.
Oh,
and
also I'm expecting I want him to lay into that hoe bag that he works for. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh. We know who you're talking about.
I mean, I just want to see him and Arthur get closer.
Oh, that too.
So does Josh, probably.
Oh, he can be the 6 to the 9. Or wait, the.
No, you got that right. You got the number right.
You got it right. You got it right.
Everything comes back to sex in this group, guys.
You can't just mention memes from the group chat out of context. Like people are gonna understand what you're talking about.
Everybody understands. Everybody.
Should we tell them? Should we tell them the context though? Should we?
No, the context. I think everybody
knows. You can do that, but I'm gonna cut it.
Everybody understands what 69ing is, guys.
Everybody gets it.
Not that context.
I mean, it still goes. Yeah.
Either way,
what
we're
is
relating Josh to Linus.
That was neither a 6 or a 9.
6 or a 9. Either way, the 6 and the 9 meet each other.
It's a yin yang. 6 and 9. It's a full circle.
Or 2 9s, and you flip that 9 upside down.
It's a happy ending. On that note, that is a wrap.
Speaking of happy endings, how about? Speaking of happy endings, that's the end of this.
Guys, stay spicy, fellow disaster. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, love us, follow us, do whatever you want.
I like finding your 9 or your 6. Or your 6 to your 9.
No, and then. Okay,
no, and then.
Go.
And then. No, and then. Dude, what's mine say? Sweet. What's mine say? Dude.
Oh, God.
Sweet. I know it's sweet, but what does it say?
I was thinking, man, I can't play this clip again, but it doesn't matter. You just reenacted the entire scene. Good job, guys.